Hey everyone, welcome back to the last day of Gen Con, day 4. When the halls opened at 10, I rushed in, and I went immediately to Champions of Midgard. Champions of Midgard has a bunch of different mechanics squished into it. It has a worker placement aspect that is reminiscent of Lords of Waterdeep, but it also has a monster battling aspect where you're recruiting soldiers through your worker placement and then going out to battle these monsters by rolling soldier dice. All the components are awesome, and this game sold out at Gen Con. I passed by Crossmaster Arena and just did a quick demo of it. They also had a large version of the game there, so it was quite a sight to see. And since it was the last day, I decided to just wander and see what I missed around the hall. Here's Overworld Games with a game that has quite a bit of buzz called New Salem. From what I heard, this seems like a fun social game, a hidden identity plus card drafting game. So you start off by dealing role cards to everyone. You can either be a Puritan or you can be a witch. You want to win individually by getting victory points, the most victory points. And your character, when you're dealt your role card, it tells you what cards you're trying to draft for. And the cards are actually buildings, so it tells you what buildings you're drafting for. When you get dealt the cards, you'll pick a card and then pass it down to the person to your left, and then so on. What's interesting about this game is, in addition to individual victory points, there is a mechanic where when you build buildings, sometimes it could be a black, sort of a despair building. Which means it's a building that I guess adds to the despair of the village, and there's buildings also that adds whiteness or holiness to the village. When you're adding despair, like the black and white cubes to the town, if there are too many black cubes in the town, the witches will actually win. If there's enough white cubes in the town, whoever has the most victory points among the Puritans would win. There's also mechanics in there. If you suspect somebody to be a witch, you can put them on trial, you can try to limit their actions, that sort of thing, but I won't go into detail here. Go check it out if you're interested in a fun meta-cooperative game where you're striving to balance your own goals as well as the goals of the team. This is a cool little game I ran into called Stones of Fate. With Gen Con, you definitely run into a lot of games you've never heard of but are also super awesome. Here's a gadget that I believe is for painters. I think it helps you clean your brush quickly and properly. I saw Cthulhu Wars being played, and I saw that there was a spot open for a game the next hour, so I went up to the sign up board and I signed up for a game of Cthulhu Wars. I was the red player. Shub Niggurath, I think, was my ancient one. I was terrible at this game. I don't think this is my kind of game. It was later in the afternoon by the time I finished Cthulhu Wars, and the exhibition hall was closing soon. I managed to snag a seat at Village Crone, Heard a lot about it before Gen Con, so was happy to give it a whirl. Village Throne is a lighter game. I don't think it's for everyone. I think some of the more serious gamers at this table did not enjoy this game very much. Here we have Warhammer Quest, their new card game. It's a cooperative game. Looked interesting. I didn't get a chance to demo it though because the exhibition hall was closing, but everything looked like a lot of fun. Board Game Replay was playing Warhammer Quest at a nearby table.
Attendees, the time is now 4 o'clock and the exhibit hall is closed. We'd like to thank you for helping us make this truly the 4 best days of gaming. Look forward to seeing you back next year for Gen Con 2016.
This is the end of my Gen Con adventures, my first ever Gen Con. Thanks for joining me to the end. I hope this gives you a good idea of what Gen Con's all about. I certainly didn't see everything, but I saw as much as I could and it was a blast. Hopefully I can go to Gen Con 2016 and hopefully you would be there too.